Hello. Hi. Hi. Um, Today we're gonna take a look at what I'm connecting to. And let's just jump right in. I have a cross here. And what I'm feeling is an energy, an overall energy, okay? I'm gonna read an overall energy signature that if you're watching this video, you might be going through this signature right now. And it might be useful for you to hear this. Okay? What I'm getting here is an energy of someone who's at the moment uh, avoiding their feelings, avoiding their deeper feelings, not necessarily about anyone, but or anything, but more like about themselves. Um, there is a calling that's deeper within you that might be trying to get your attention right now, and hopefully this reading could be instrumental to that. You're in this energy of basically denying yourself, getting deeper. And that is resulting in you being disconnected from your intuition at the moment. And maybe feeling some sort of apathy about life right now. You might be feeling like it has that you might have seen everything that it could have to offer. Either you feel like you've lived through everything and seen everything that life can give you, or you feel like you know it logically in your mind. You've watched all sorts of videos, talked to some different people maybe even, and you're like, okay, I know everything about life right now. And that leads to apathy. It's like, okay, feeling like, okay, that's all there is. Bummer. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna keep on living this experience, I guess. And you might be in all sorts of different life situations, but this feels like it's the energy signature. Like in your mind, you decided there's nothing more to this. And it's a very mind-based, thought-based decision. And why this is happening too is that you are, for some reason, right now, or have been for some time, disconnected from here. You're here a lot, and you decided all these things here, but here is where you actually can connect to life more and feel it more, but you displaced it into the mind. And life, when we say life has so much to offer, doesn't necessarily have to mean some like huge travel opportunities or like these high dopamine outside experiences. a lot of what makes life so rewarding and endlessly interesting and exciting is our inner experience of it. You know, sometimes we might search for these big rushes of dopamine from the bigger outside world experiences to fill this void when we feel like, oh, life has nothing more to offer, and it pushes us to go outside and keep looking for it outside. But the source of it all in a situation like this specifically isn't on the outside. The key to your problem, the key to your lethargy, to your apathy, your feeling, is that something is blocking you from doing some kind of soul search and accessing your deeper feelings. And what I got more of here also, here, Four of Pentacles, this type of feeling, like, right? The apathy. And what I got here after that was that ultimately this apathy is leading you to feeling disempowered. Like you're not strong enough to fight your inner impulses, or like being drawn to addictions, or doing something and then feeling like, oh my god, why did I do that? Like, that was such a stupid decision. I knew it was gonna F me up, so to speak. And that's what's leading you to these situations, together with that feeling like you have to search for these exciting, you're basically trying to feel something, is what I'm getting, right? A lot of us have been there. But there is a way out. The way out is through here. And I get it. It's scary. You might on some level know it, that's actually what you need, but avoid it because it's the scary, more uncomfortable decision, right? But I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You can do it. It ultimately leads to the answer. It will take you to the other side, and you will stop feeling like this. I believe in you. A lot of us have been there. It's a big decision, so obviously makes sense that you fear this. But if this is coming through, and if you're watching this, that means that something inside you knows that now you're ready, that now you can do it, that you're on the precipice, you're closer to getting this courage to go through this, to make this decision, to go inward, to go soul searching. Where is this coming from? There's some part of you that's been frozen for some time, and it's been there. It's protected you. You've gone through things that caused that for you. It's not your fault, for sure. And now you're maybe feeling this apathy and push to do something, or like feeling, that's not really it. I mean, feeling more agitated, feeling more like even more nervous, even more frustrated, maybe doing even worse decisions sometimes, day to day. But that's because now your intuition is leading you to this place that you can actually break through, and the feeling is no longer safe enough to just be there like that and for you to operate from this place, for you to live your life like this. It's not functional anymore, because you're actually ready to break through this. And that this has been as kind of like a safety mechanism, right? Like a coping mechanism. And now it's starting to lose its power as a coping mechanism. It's doing less and less of like the positive for you. You're growing. You've outgrown this shell that's been protecting you, and you're being pushed to this scary decision. Maybe in the past you might have felt, maybe just subconsciously, intuitively, that you don't want to go into this place on the inside because it's too much. You wouldn't have handled it, right? And now this is telling me you can handle it now. And this fear is an old fear. It's an old fear that was kind of rational in the past, but it's no longer real. But since you've been going through this for some time, it kind of cemented itself, right? It like became more solid. This fear is kind of like a constant that you're used to. Now you can break free out of it. Now you can change your patterns. You can change your decisions. You can handle what's on the inside. And once, I'm telling you, once you go through this, once you decide to go on the journey inward to your actual feelings, stop avoiding them. But like through kindness, right? Don't be hard on yourself. There might be some pain inside you that is partially attached to that feeling of, oh, I'm not good enough, I deserve this, I'm not strong enough, I'm so weak, I'm unlovable. Even I know I'm saying it quite to the point. Maybe it might be a little bit painful listening to this, but it's okay. It's okay. It's really gonna be okay. So what I was saying was, you don't want to approach this place, this hurting place inside you, with this attitude. You really deserve to be kind to yourself. Imagine if someone else you care about, maybe a child, have gone through what you've gone through, and how you would advise them and be loving to them. That's the place you want to search for, and then lead from that place. Be in that energy, in that compassion towards your own experiences. Because you deserve it. You deserve the compassion. It's not your fault. And you've actually done great. And it's been your mind that protected you, because it had to. So you can thank it. Thank your mind. Thank your mind for protecting you. It's led you to some maybe not pleasant life experiences, but it's been doing it for a reason. And now you can break out of it. Yeah. So I said enough about that. And let's see what's coming out more about this. Yeah, if you want to feel like you have more power over yourself and your life and your decisions, this is how to go about it. We have the Magician reversed with how you're feeling. So basically, you're this energy, someone who can change things and make them what you want them to be. First on the inside, and then it reflects itself on the outside, right? Can lead to positive manifestations, but it has to come as a first step. And right now you're feeling like this, not believing that you are this. You are. You need to go deeper inwards. Yeah, I see you've been struggling, kind of. I'm sorry about that. This is your ticket out, though. You're ready. You're ready to start making different decisions. You might not believe that you have enough courage, but you have. That's just stories that we've started telling ourselves, that you start telling yourselves as a part of that coping mechanism long term. But you're absolutely strong enough, even going through these things like you did and you survived. That is already a huge sign of strength. You might have a tendency to feel like to tell yourself that it's better to keep your emotions as leveled as possible, and that is your way of telling, kind of like reasoning with yourself why you shouldn't try to change anything, because it will make you more emotionally unstable and that's gonna make it worse, blah blah blah. Again, that is only a fear narrative that is trying to keep you in a state where nothing changes, because the mind likes when nothing changes. The mind likes to have to try it likes to feel it has control over things through making a sense of it and making well, noise distractions is what's happening now. I'm feeling that's connecting to something here as well. Maybe a lot of time that you want to start changing something, life throws you distractions, or you feel like you're thrown distractions, and then you can say, okay, let's do this other thing. Yeah. That's again a way to justify to yourself why not change anything, which, going back to the mind, it likes to have things in order. That's what I was trying to say. For everything to be in order, visible, making sense, nothing changes, so I, as the mind, can always know and suspect what's gonna be happening. You might have this issue with control. You might keep doing continuing these self-sabotaging habits, because then you're in control, right? Then you know how your life is gonna look, because you will keep making these decisions towards yourself. All of these things that you feel trapped in, trust me that it's for the most part the coping mechanism of the mind that got used to the chaotic and unpredictable situation that you experienced in the past, maybe repeatedly. So now the mind is trying to protect you, keep protecting you through having everything under control. So, you're not a bad person if you keep sabotaging yourself in small or bigger ways, right? This can have all sorts of different manifestations. It's just the mind is stuck at this pattern. Yeah, I feel like I've talked about that enough. Let's see what the resolution is for you. Yeah, I was talking about the feeling like, oh, I can't change things because I will be then emotionally unstable, and that will actually make my self-sabotaging behaviors even more profound, right? This rationalization, this might refer to some real life addictions of no matter what severity. Addicting behavior is one of the themes within it is the control aspect that I've talked about before. And I wanted to say, what I wanted to get to is that this is a fear narrative that makes itself look like it's logical, but it's actually not logical. But by seeming logical, it's easier to believe it. That's one of its tactics, to keep yourself in place. But actually what's gonna get you out of all of this is action. And this can mean inward action that I've talked about a lot at the beginning. But keeping everything the same is not gonna solve this. You need to find even the slightest bit of courage and hope that you can do it. And if you can't find it, if you are struggling to find it, I'm telling you, you can do it. I know what I'm talking about. This energy is not unfamiliar to me, to say it mildly. And on the other side, I'm drawing these beautiful cards by Fyodor Pavlov, which I almost never use, but they're beautiful. And it's amazing the energy that's here. Here's I can just show. He's the Empress, Magician again, and Queen of Cups, together with Four of Wands. So what this means is Empress, very... Here I'm feeling it a lot like anything's possible, It really is. A lot of the thoughts you're having, they're only trying to protect you from making a decision, but actually making a decision, doing some action is actually what's gonna take you out of this, It makes sense why they're trying to stop you, but it's actually not doing you any service. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, Magician. You can change things however you want. And yeah, right, it makes sense. The Queen of Cups. The card of feeling every emotion. Yeah, unsurprising to me. Feeling everything that you're cutting yourself off from the feelings because they're hard. But also, maybe you're fearing them more that they'll actually, it's not gonna be as hard as you're imagining it when you're afraid of it. But yeah, this is the first step. It's almost cliche, right? If you have any familiarity with some inner healing stuff, therapy stuff, That's feeling all your feelings, not judging them, seeing them as energy that's flowing through you. And here's how I see emotions, right? It's energy that is reflecting some information. So maybe it could help you to, your mind can have a little bit of distance from the emotions. The emotions aren't you. They're not going to hurt you. Even if they can be painful, they're not going to hurt you. So you can have, on the one hand, keep a distance from them in your mind, because you can just see them as, okay, what's the information I've been avoiding? What do you want to tell me? And then let your body feel them. Maybe research some grounding techniques on how to safely feel emotions if you're not used to it. You know, how to let yourself tap into that, maybe just for a few minutes a day, and how then disengage, you know, maybe set an alarm, and then whatever can help you, like go outside or like eat your favorite food or drink, you know, some kind of ritual around it. But yeah, I'm getting that you should research it for yourself and not rely on my advice here too much, because that can be different for so many people. So please do it safely. A therapist is helpful often, but it's not necessary. I feel like, okay, I'm feeling I should stop talking about, you know, these concrete the concrete advice, but look it up, you know, talk to someone about it, Google it, whatever. And that could be your first step. That can be your first step. Now, to close it up, let's take a look at what is the energy that will be helpful to you in this process. I didn't mention you can celebrate, actually, because even if it doesn't feel like it, you've reached another level. You know, you've got yourself somewhere. You're at the beginning of a new period of life, new period of self-healing and being kind to yourself. And in terms of what can help you, here is this wonderful tower, wonderful illustration, and it came out sideways, which doesn't happen to me a lot. And I'm feeling that really the energy, yeah, they're all saying the same thing here. The devil card I can't really show. It's kind of 18 plus. if you ever see the pack, yeah, there's some very good illustrations. This is Two of Pentacles, you know, balancing two things and making it work, even though it might be a little overwhelming. Yeah, and a new journey. Two of Wands, Knight of Swords. Yeah, microdose it, okay? Microdose it. And what I mean by that is obviously a metaphor for how to start dealing with your emotions, you know, with this change. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, you know, kind of the progress of the journey. Taking it one step at a time. I'm getting that maybe it might be really new for you. You might encounter some uncomfortable feelings. At first you might feel, no, I'm feeling that I shouldn't give any more very concrete advice. Just the overall energy. Yeah, overall energy, Hermit. Overall energy that I'm getting will be good for you with this process is balance, kind of microdosing the tower moment, okay? The tower, if you're not aware, it's really a phrase that's used quite often, like a tower moment, meaning something that's not long-term sustainable at one moment can come like crashing down, and it might be like a little bit jarring moment, but then you gain a lot from it because something fake or like not useful to us falls away. And it came out sideways here, and I feel with the other cards as well and with the energies that the key to success is take it slow. Be aware that it might not be the most pleasant thing ever at the beginning, at least, or a bit, more or less. That's gonna be different for everyone, how drastic this will feel, but you can totally do it, and you're guided to do it slowly, not jumping into it like full force. And you can, so back to the tower moment that I was saying, you can kind of in a controlled manner kind of have a lot of these tower moments, but just like little tiny tower moments, so you can deal with them more, like go into this new space, into this new approach that you might have been avoiding for and then come back to something that you're familiar with, some balanced back and forth of some sort. It's going to be useful to you, and slowly, it will gain momentum, and you will be more and more comfortable with the discomfort, that at one point it won't feel like discomfort anymore, yeah. Temperance and Ace of Coins, and at first slowly, but then quickly it's gonna start giving you something. Soon you're gonna feel some sort of a difference in your life, in how you've been feeling, and you're gonna be relieved and be like, oh, this is great, I like this, and this actually came about because of my brave work and courage, like on myself, and courage to face my feelings. So don't worry, I feel like this is everything. Yeah, don't worry, you can make this decision and make it work. You're clever, you're creative, you have inherent self-worth. Interesting, I wanted to say you have inherent worth as a human being, but I said inherent self-worth. I think that means that deep down somewhere you have a strong sense of self-worth, and you can recover it and bring it to light. Okay, that's everything. Thank you so much. Best of luck, and I'll see you next time.